right, guys, what's up? It's me, it's Professor Broman. We're back with, oh my god, I can't believe it, episode 5 of Ask Broman. It's crazy. We're at five whole episodes. It's nuts. If you've never tuned in before, hi, I'm Professor Broman. I'm a streamer. I do all sorts of stuff. And so, yeah, this is like a call-in show. People are gonna call in. They're gonna ask me some questions. I stream on Twitch. I do YouTube and things like that, so they're usually related to that, but they can be related to anything. Okay. And that's how we're gonna do it. So first, we're gonna take a first question. Okay, from this guy named Cadex Gaming. Cadex Gaming is our first guest. He's our first guest here. Hopefully he can unmute or she can unmute themselves and we can start talking. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm wonderful. What's up, bud?
Not too much. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm just hanging out. You know, the holidays are coming up and I'm helping my wife. We're gonna have a lot of guests, so we were talking about that. What can I do for you?
I have a question in this regards to Twitch. When looking at Twitch in the terms of longevity, what platforms or services do you see Twitch offering in the near future?
What platforms and services do I see Twitch offering in the near future? Like aside from what they're already offering?
Right, like maybe new network shows or maybe sports themed shows coming to the platform?
Sure. Yeah. So Twitch is obviously like heavily invested in esports right now, right?
Of course.
So that's where they're going with everything. It's heavy investment in esports. Right now, it looks like a lot of the other more traditional networks, which is what it sounds like you're asking about, like original programming, shit
Right.
that would be on like Fox and like, you know, fucking Monday Night Football and blah, blah, blah. I don't see them coming to Twitch anytime soon because they are the leverage to grow their own applications outside of Twitch. Like Twitch does not have the market space to be like, listen, we're so much better than you could ever be at doing a live streaming platform. NFL, you need to come to Twitch and put your shit here. As opposed to Fox being like, listen, let's cut a deal. We'll put you on the Fox live streaming platform. You stay inside of our network. And, people can watch, they can still watch live. They can watch the Super Bowl live, but they're going to have to watch it on, our streaming platform. As far as stuff that I think Twitch is going to be adding, I don't know. They've been adding such random stuff. One thing I know that they're going to be working on is they're going to be working on cumulative subs. But I don't really see Twitch undergoing any substantial change, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, I don't like saying this, but I don't see Twitch undergoing any sort of substantial change inside of the next 2 years, unless they make some like serious overhauls to like their overall bit rate, their latency, their delivery, their user acquisition. Like, I think Twitch is at a point where they need to start focusing more on growing how many people are on Twitch. And yeah, you can do that by acquiring new content, but that's not a position that Twitch is incredibly strong in. Like, they're doing some of their own original content right now. Like, they had the Fresh Kicks show. I don't know if you paid attention to that, or what was it called? Fresh Stock Chat? Is that what it was called? Fresh Stock, which was it's a sneaker show. But yeah, I don't really see Twitch.
I mean, with the inquisition of Amazon along with Twitch, do you see Amazon programming maybe making its way into Twitch that way?
Oh, so like you're gonna watch like a live streaming marathon of like an Amazon original right here on Twitch?
Possibly.
It can go one of two ways, right? Like they could do it because Twitch is continuously trying to reignite the fuel of Bob Ross. Because they're trying to do that right now. They're doing that with Yu-Gi-Oh! They did that with Power Rangers. They did that with who was the cooking lady? Julia Child. Like they tried so many things to reignite that, and it's interesting. But again, like Twitch's leverage, like I don't see what is the point to a consumer to give up the convenience of having an on-demand experience on, Amazon Prime,
on a Twitch platform,
on house, on their TV, to watch it live with ad breaks, with chat, filled with all sorts of awful racist and homophobic and offensive shit. Or they could just watch it from the comfort of their own home and browse Twitter. Like, I think that like direct to consumer live streaming has or direct to consumer streaming of content, like that's a game that isn't open for disruption right now, in my opinion.
Right.
I think live content is like, that's what Twitch is, and that's where Twitch succeeds. I don't really see Twitch becoming successful at delivering on-demand content.
Like episodic programming is just not a great fit for Twitch.
I mean, it could work, but it would need so much leverage behind it. Like,
you'd have to have some kind of exclusives and emotes and things like that.
I mean, we're talking about like if the thing is like, it's not what Twitch is a live platform. So like they keep trying to push like Twitch uploads. Like they talked about it at they're like, right now Twitch is like hacking away at trying to find like the next innovation that they have, and they keep bringing stuff out that's like, you know what, good try, like nice try, you gave it a shot, but it's like on demand video watching, or like a video premiere to like make an event out of your video, which is something that YouTube does every time you upload something and it hits someone's sub box. Like that doesn't hit the same way that vodcasts didn't hit on Twitch, because Twitch built a platform and the intent was watch your favorite broadcast with your favorite broadcaster in chat. And then it wasn't used that way because people are going to take the path of least resistance to creating content. I always do. I mean, even though making shit on Twitch is difficult and there's a lot of like millions of things to like manage, every time somebody comes out with a piece of tech or hardware that's like great, I'm all about it. Like the Stream Deck, like that's the first thing since I started broadcasting, aside from various capture cards, that I was like, I need to buy this Elgato Stream Deck. This is amazing. It's a full launch pad for everything. Like it's very rare that something comes along and truly disrupts the platform. And I mean, Twitch is hacking away at it right now, and like esports is in a weird place. But I don't think, I that's actually a good point. The one place I think that Twitch has access that others don't, and that things that could go really well on Twitch, like if you look at creative right now and fitness, like that's something that people are like, they're seeing like, oh, I like tuning in to watch somebody draw. I like tuning in to watch somebody work out. I can work out along with them. I can interact with other people, and in that space, Twitch is becoming much more of a social media site. But all those things are derivative of its core content and derivative of the audience that it already has. Twitch isn't trying to branch out and grab people that aren't gamers. And so including like non-gaming content on Twitch, I don't think is ever going to be successful until the platform decides that it wants to push out in that way.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, those are my thoughts. It's a good question. You have any follow-ups?
Let's see. By the way, I'm the guy that does the Q&A for Saint Rage.
Oh, cool.
As far as Destiny goes, it has great scaffolding as a game, but where do you see the Destiny community really improving Destiny?
The community?
Yes.
I mean, it's the same thing that they've always done. Everyone just likes to forget it and act like that the community hasn't had an impact on the game that they play all the time, because nobody can remember more than like 3 weeks ago. I mean, the community is going to keep improving the game by providing feedback. Like, I don't think that like a lot of things that improved in Destiny 1 came from people giving calm, measured feedback over time. Like when Destiny 1 came out, it didn't have a volume slider. But now it did. It took them 6 months to add it, but it did. There's just a lot of things I feel like as a community people forget, because they're bankrolling all of the 3 years of progress that was in Destiny 1, all of the tweaking and polishing and refinishing and community interaction that went into the end of that game, and they're expecting it all to be present present at the beginning of a sequel, and it's just not possible. It just doesn't happen. Because it's not the same team that works on absolutely everything. You know?
Right. You have your live team for, live events and live updates and whatnot. You have your development team that builds the core foundation of the game. And then you have people who are there just to design weapons and gear and abilities and things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in process, or a lot of people that work on the game. There's a lot of hands that touch it, and we don't get to start having our effect on the game until after it's been released, because the people who are creating it, that we are buying the game from, okay, they are the ones who have the first say in its vision, and then we take the journey together after that, not before. That's the way I look at it.
All right.
All right, man. Well, thanks for asking your question, bud. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Is there
thank you for your insight and
is
your
there
time.
Anywhere that folks would like to find you if they wanted to find you on social media platforms and such?
I don't promote in others' channels, homie.
I mean, I'm asking you because that's part of this part of the program.
Okay. Gotcha. Twitter.com/KDXGaming and Twitch.com/KDXGaming.
Good job. See, he did it. He had to pry it out of him, but then he did the thing. You have a good day, bud.
You too, sir.
All righty. Those good questions. I hadn't really thought. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really think about Twitch. I don't really think about what Twitch is going to add as a platform going forward, because I feel like if Twitch is going to grow, it has to keep expanding its user base, which involves new content, but it also involves they have to go out and do user acquisition. I don't know, man. I feel like Twitch is at an interesting place. I know it's growing every single day. And more content's being put out on Twitch all the time, but I don't really see it diversifying beyond gaming right now. Every time they try, it doesn't work. And they've tried a lot of the really obvious stuff. So I think that the next thing that Twitch does that ends up really connecting is going to be so far out of left field that it'll surprise everybody. Music production channels are getting good right now. That's true. Music has the opportunity to become really huge on Twitch. But that has to do with whether or not Twitch can go out to aspiring hip hop artists and, bands and stuff and say, listen, this is the place where you need to make your content. Push your content on SoundCloud. Push your content on other locations, but make your content here. Let people watch you create here. And whether or not big artists come in and do things like that will ultimately determine whether or not that's successful on Twitch. I know it only takes one, but that's the big one. What if Prime Video migrates to Twitch? We already talked about that. I don't think it will. I think that's a bad move. An absolutely terrible move, because you're making it less convenient to watch shows instead of more convenient. And it doesn't add any value to Twitch as a platform, in my opinion. All right. Alice. Hello, Alice of Crystal Land. How are you?
I'm good, bro, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, Alice. What can I do for you?
I think chat's cute. That's one, but
okay, yeah, chat, you're adorable. Good job, chat.
Chat is always cute. I have a couple questions for you, bro, man.
Sure. I am listening and also ready to answer.
For a streamer up and coming, say a new broadcaster or just a new content creator, what would you give advice to them? Because you've talked about motivation before here on the platform. You've got to stay motivated, be consistent. But a lot of things that I see people struggle with is having the confidence to stream. Because that comes from stage fright. I know a lot of people have stage fright.
Sure.
And that's something that I struggle with, not because of I don't think that I'm good at it. It's just I don't know if like will my content be perceived well? Will it come
Sure.
off in like the correct manner? So it kind of brings my
Confidence is a
confidence
big
down.
question. Yeah. So is it like, how do you gain confidence?
Yes, what would be a good confidence builder to have?
Huh.
Like say it's another thing like motivation, but it's one of those things. It's like, how do actors or comedians overcome stage fright? Like, what was your thing that you used to build your confidence up when you were first starting out?
I mean, I've always been I have a really, when it comes to like making stuff, I have a really fuck it attitude. Like, whatever, fuck it, I'm just gonna try.
Yeah.
Like I have, I had like my awkward, like, ugh, like everyone hates me, like time when I was in high school. And, I was in a high school situation where I was like, not like the cool kid. And I was just constantly having to prove myself to these like really rich asshole kids that didn't really actually want anything to do with me. And so I had to learn like at a pretty young age, I guess, like at a pretty, that just like, there's some people that I won't be able to please, and all I need to do is go out there and do the best that I can. So you have to understand that like your perspective is unique and valuable. And like, if you're concerned about like, oh, is my content going to be good enough and all this other stuff, like you just need to get that shit out of your head, because you'll never know unless you start doing it. Right.
Yeah.
You can sit there all day and second guess yourself and try and think like 5 steps ahead of one person. Like, oh, how is this type of person going to look at what I'm doing? And they're going to think about it. But like in reality, like you could sit there and you could play the what if game all day, or you could go out there and start actually doing. And I'm a huge advocate of that, because the power of actually getting out there and doing like whatever your dream is, like whether it's streaming or like, I don't know, drawing pictures of really cute ducks and selling them on Etsy. Like you'll never know. You'll never know if there's a market for it, or like how many people will actually appreciate what you're doing until you give it a try. We like to live in the negative a lot. People want to be like, well, what critiques do you have for this? And like, what are the issues you see here? And what are the, what's the fucking this bullshit? But instead of like spending so much time dwelling on what you can improve, like it is so important to look at what you're doing well and focus on that instead. Like there's going to be millions and millions of people that are going to try and like tear you apart and tell you you're not good enough. And they're always going to do that because that's what people do. It's easier to just critique than try and leverage your strengths. So I guess that's a long way of saying you have something that's unique and special about you, and whether that's whether you bring that out in your broadcast or you bring that out in like other forms, like the way you talk, the way that you think about things, like that unique perspective adds instantaneous and incredible amounts of value to whatever content you produce. Like that's what I used to get where I am right now. Like that's how I have 650,000 followers on Twitch and 200,000+ followers on Twitter and all this, and the YouTube channel and all that other shit was me leveraging my personality and my perspective on life. And yeah, like there's other things that I've done as well, but it all started at zero with me saying, this is my personality. This is who I am. I want to see what I can do with it, which is a fucking crazy thing to think. Like I should, people will actually give a fuck about what I think, but they will, because people always want a friend, or they always want another person. They always want another person to come alongside them and to see how someone else sees the world. And whether that's the world of gaming or anywhere or anything else. I found it to be true no matter what field. I mean, even in like really academic fields like math, people always want to look at the other side of the fence. So that, I guess my advice for confidence is just like do it. The only thing that is holding like that will give you confidence. Once you start doing, you'll be like, oh, I've been confident all along and I had no idea. It's that first step.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you because that's
Okay.
something that I see myself struggle with and others. And that was a good answer. Thank you, bro, man.
Anytime. That's why I'm here. Do you have a follow up? I know you said on Twitter you had a bunch, so I'd like to give you another one if you've got it on deck.
I could pick apart your brain and ask you questions all day long. I could.
Okay, well, we have to be fair to everyone else, but yeah, like that was a good
I know,
one.
I know.
Let's do one more.
I don't know, man.
You don't know yet? Okay.
Oh no, I got one.
You got okay.
I got one. It's just gonna be a joke question, but it's gonna be hard for you.
No, that's great. I like jokes.
For breakfast, you'd say just at home, go to a restaurant.
Okay.
Even though bacon is like regarded as like the best meat in the world.
Sure.
Would you want bacon every single breakfast, every single day, or would you want sausage instead?
What for like at home? Do I have to choose
Yes.
between one for forever?
Yeah. Yes.
Crap.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, see, so like I really like bacon, but sausage is like you can do more stuff with it when it comes to like cooking. So like I would go with I'd go with sausage. I'd go with sausage. I would definitely go. I'd go with sausage.
Chat, don't crucify
Everyone's
him.
gonna be mad, but I would go with sausage because like ultimately, like at the end of my life, I will have been able to try more different types of food because like sausage just has that, it's got that crispy variety in it, and you can kind of use it in more recipes. Also, sausage is like really broad. Like there's all sorts of different types of sausage. So like you could like get a type of sausage that people love, and I would be like all about that.
Chat, why are you making sausage jokes? Chat.
Sausage is awesome.
Chat.
Sausage is good. All right, Alice, thank you very much for tuning in and asking and supporting the channel. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find your face on the internet?
Anywhere on social media, you just search Alice of Crystalland. That's usually me.
All right,
I've had this
fantastic.
handle for a while.
Thank you, Alice. And thank you for being such a good chatter. You're a top tier person in chat always. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're the best.
You're
you have a good
fucking
one.
great broadcaster, and you're cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bro, man.
All right, bye. Oh my gosh, confidence is, I don't know, like that's something I haven't really thought about that in a long time. I haven't thought about that in a while. I don't know, like I guess I was raised in a way to like have confidence in myself, but I didn't always. It was really like going through high school and just constantly not being good enough for anyone else that made me like, you know what, fuck you, like I'm awesome. And just doing it. The other thing, and I just thought of this, the other thing for me was like I was nervous like when I started. I'm always nervous when I try something new. Like I don't know if it's because like I'm a firstborn, even though it's like what people always tell me all the time, like you know, like, oh, you're a firstborn, you're always trying to prove yourself and you hate fucking up. And I hate fucking up. I hate making mistakes. Which can be like really paralyzing when you're trying to do something new. But the other thing that I've started thinking about to like motivate myself, or that I've thought for a long time, is like, I've lived my whole life since I turned like 18 or 19 and moved out of my house at 19. Every single thing in my life that I did, I took every single reasonable risk that I could in my life, because I didn't want to like look back at my life and be like, oh shit, like what would it have been like if I didn't go, like I didn't want to think, shit, like what if I went to to get a master's degree? Like I dropped out ultimately, like I don't have a master's degree. Like what if I didn't go teach in Puerto Rico? Like what if I didn't work in a psychiatric hospital? Like there are a lot of weird things I've done in my life that are part of my past that were motivated by the fact that I was like, well, I mean, I can keep living life the way that I am, and I can keep being incredibly comfortable and happy, or I can be the kind of person that's willing to take risks. And maybe one of the other things you can do to build confidence is you can start taking like smaller risks every day to build up. I'm a huge fan of like, you don't know how to swim. Okay, well, we're at home and I'm right here and I can save you if you almost drown. Like, I'll push you in the pool. Like, time to swim. Because there's a lot of power in overcoming something like that. But there's a lot of different processes that you can take, like pathways you can take to getting the confidence that you need. I think it's just a matter of fucking doing it because that's how my brain works. But maybe for you, taking a little risk every day, like I'm going to wear this bright green shirt today and I'm going to get used to taking risks because this shirt looks ridiculous on me or whatever. Like eventually taking risks will become such a conditioned, traditional and normal feeling part of your life that it won't be scary anymore to try something new. That's the other thing. And I just thought of that because I knew there was more in there in the back of my brain. But yeah, that is, yeah. I mean, ultimately life is taking risks and we get to points where we feel really comfortable, like as humans. But like at the end of the day, like every time you get in a car, every time you walk outside, you get hit by a meteorite, like meteor could come flying through my fucking roof right now and smash me in the head. Like, but I don't spend all day meteor proofing my roof. I like to live very dangerously. Okay. Let's get on to the next question. I see some people who've been in here before. I'm trying to grab some new folks. Let's get this guy. Is this the Cow Dad? The Cow Dad. Especially in Russia. Dude, those meteorites come in from Russia and they go like kaboom up in the sky. That's scary. Hey, Cow Dad.
How's it going?
Did I read your name right? Is it Cow Dad?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Why? I want to know why you're the Cow Dad.
My last name is Kausert,
okay.
And I'm a new father. So.
Oh, you're a new dad. How old is your kiddo?
Well, she just turned 1. So.
Just turned 1.
Yeah,
that's still new. Like 1 is when you're still counting months. Like, oh, she's 12 months.
Oh no, 1 year. I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy? No,
no,
I thought that I thought every parent became that person. Like, well, they're 13 months, so the developmental milestone says that she should be able to stick her tongue out while rolling over, and if not, I guess she'll never get into Harvard. Like that. So that's not you.
No, that's my wife, not me.
Okay. There's always one. I mean, you gotta have somebody. That's between me and Amy. I'm probably gonna be the guy that's like obsessed with like milestones and stuff for our kids.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was really hoping you were gonna say you were a farmer, but I'll forgive you.
I grew up in Missouri on a farm for a little while.
What part of Missouri?
I'm from Pacific.
Pacific?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So I used to go do summer work for a contractor out in Pacific.
Seriously?
Off he was at 44 and O. Is that an intersection out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He lived near 44 and O. This got really rural on you guys, and I apologize. But yeah, he lived near 44 and O, and we would go out and we would do like deck work, and laying flooring for people and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd go out there every summer.
Nice. Yeah, I did Six Flags mostly. So
Six Flags.
Yeah.
Six Flags, man, what a fun time. Anyway, now I just want to talk about fucking Missouri shit. What kind of questions? What can I do for you? What you got?
All right, so the biggest thing, I'm a new streamer. I made my Twitch about 2 years ago, but I've never really, with school and everything, didn't really have the time to do it. But now I have a little bit of more time. I had my account for a solid
year before I started broadcasting.
My biggest thing is with being a new father and not being able to travel as much, and having a limited time to watch and interact with other streams. Is there a way, like networking, biggest thing? Like
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out what I can do with that.
So you said 3 things, and I want to make sure I understood all of it. So you're new dad. I caught that.
Yeah.
You said you have a job, full-time job?
Yes.
And did you say that your job makes you travel? Did I hear that?
No. I can't travel as much, so I can't go to events like.
I see. Okay. Like so you're limited. You're limited traveling. You're limited traveling. Okay. Well, first of all, I would definitely the best networking thing you can do is all these really cool city-based Twitch communities are starting to pop up, right?
Okay.
Like Twitch St. Louis. I have like I'm originally from St. Louis. I've always tried to get there. You know, that's like I don't know where you live in Pacific, but that's like a 40 to 50-minute drive max for you. So you could go out to any of those events and you'll meet a lot of people. And the cool thing about events that are local is it's way easier to network there because you have this like just base commonality because of your geolocation, as opposed to like going to a huge event where you're like, so video games, huh? Right? Like,
yeah, I got you.
This is weird. But, you know, like if you're all there, like you can shoot the shit. You can talk about the Cardinals. You know, you can talk about how much you hate that the fucking Rams left, because I fucking hate that the Rams left, because now I don't care about football anymore. Even though the Rams sucked ass, okay, and they just kept losing, I'd still like, you know, they were my hometown football team, and they suck shit, and I loved them. You know, you have all of these other things that you can do and talk about. And it goes back to like we talked about networking on the first episode of this, but networking is all about making friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what it should feel like. It should always feel like you're just making friends.
Yeah, I'm living in Kansas City right now, so I'll have to look up when St. Louis has some stuff. There's all family out there.
There's Twitch St. Louis. That's a 4-hour drive. There's got to be Twitch Kansas City. If not, start it.
Yeah,
I'm not shitting you. Like Twitch's community managers, this is a project for them right now. Like making sure that like they partner with these things and they'll promote it locally and they'll help you find those people. So Twitch Kansas City, I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought you still lived in Pacific, but you live in Kansas City. So
yeah,
Twitch Kansas City has got to be a thing. We have Twitch Kansas City right here in chat, Central QT.
Okay.
So that's a great way for you to network. Go there, make friends. And I mean, like that's really it. Like everyone like tries to make networking so goddamn fancy. Like you need a business card and you need to know your stats and you need to know your place and you need to know who you should and shouldn't talk to and also kiss my ass. Like it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. Networking is making friends.
That's not really a problem for me. Like the reason I started streaming is because I have a limited amount of time, like to go out and everything. Yeah. And I'm really extroverted.
Twitch
versus
is a
my
godsend
wife.
for people like us, my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're already extroverted. You're already out there. Other things that you can do if you can't travel and you're not talking about in-person networking, just being parts of Twitch channels that you enjoy and that you like, being a member of that community. Like like everyone gets so scared off because they're like, well, like what? Like, and then just one day I'm like, bye, bro, man, I'm going to stream. And then you chew me out because that shit's rude. Like people get used to seeing your name and then, you know, like it'll come up naturally. Like the thing is that a lot of people do is a lot of people go for the hard sell, right? And I experience this shit on Twitch all the time. People are impatient as hell. They're impatient as hell. They just want the full buy-in right away, without any of the investment up front. Like if you've been a regular in anyone's channel for like over a year and you've been a positive member of chat and interaction, and you come in one day and you're like, yo, XX suck my balls XX52 and you're 1 million Twitch followers, like, and you're there every day in that chat room talking. And then you show up one day and you're like, yo, XX lick my balls. When you started streaming, like, what were some problems that you had? Because I have ran into this problem. And then, you know, Mr. Lick My Balls over there, I'll be like, oh, shit, homie, you stream now? That's the shit. Like, what's your channel? Let me shout you out. Because you've put in the time investment to be an actual friend.
Gotcha.
So as like, and that's the thing, like the hard and fast rule in every channel is don't self-promote, but there's like casual passive self-promotion that goes on in every single channel on Twitch all the time, because that's just what, you know, having friends is. Like, that's why I started doing this, was so that we could have a place where all of us could get together and talk. So every single interaction that you have on Twitch and like the capacity you have to like remember those interactions, like I'm now that we're doing King's Coast and Guardian Con and we're doing all this other stuff to try and expand, out of Twitch with Rare Drop, I'm finding myself like calling on these relationships that I've had for a long time, and I'll be like, yo, like, I know it's been a minute since we talked. I got this thing going on. I noticed you have that thing going on. Like, let's do something together. Because as much as you're trying to get like your hustle on and get your name out there, so's everyone else. Make sense?
Yeah,
Make
totally.
sense? Yeah. Did I answer your question, or was I totally off base?
No, you're good, man.
Okay, no, I was a little worried. I was a little fucking worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh shit, this guy's gonna be like, well, actually, I was. So that's how to get your name out there. Can I ask you a follow up question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a plan to start streaming on a schedule, or do you have a schedule right now?
Right now it's I help teach a programming class during the week.
Cool.
So that's that should be over here, and then I think it's like 6 or 8 weeks, so I can actually start streaming during the weekdays. But I stream in the mornings on the weekends, usually starting about 9-10 o'clock till I get done.
So you're kind of just on the weekends right now.
Yeah, right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How passionate are you about programming?
That's what I'm trying to get a job for. I currently went through a 20-week like boot camp, so I'm in the job hunt right now.
Okay. Do you want to hack this shit, bud? Here you go.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. So you can stream coding on Twitch, right?
Yeah. So
are you doing that?
Not yet.
You should definitely do that.
Okay.
If it's what you're passionate about and it's what you're doing, and like you're out there and you're like submitting goddamn resumes and you're trying to get everybody and their grandma to hire you and all this shit, like that will make you stand out. Like big time. Like, oh hey, come to my Twitch channel, you can watch me code. Also that might open up some time for you during the week. Like if you have homework that you're working on, like you can stream you working on it on Twitch, hacking your code and like trying to figure out and trying to learn. Also, it would probably accelerate your growth as a programmer, because already chat's lighting up with people with like, oh, fucking coding, that'd be legit. And I know some people in my chat that are just like on top of their game, in the IT world that are that would love to watch stuff like that, and they love to help. And it's because they'll like getting out there with your code and you're learning, like that shows a lot of humility. And when you show humility, people are usually willing to like take you by the hand and accelerate your growth path. They don't do that with, the new 20-year-old kid that just graduated with his certificate and he's like, I'm your shit. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to get a promotion for 5 years. But this guy over here on Twitch, I'm going to hire him to be your boss.
Yeah, I'm the 30-year-old dad trying to make it. So
there you go, man. I mean, I think that that's just like we were talking about at the beginning with KDEX. There are a lot of open spaces on Twitch, and I don't think that those spaces are going to be filled by big media buys like Twitch buying the NFL or the NFL buying into Twitch. I think that what's going to happen is new styles of content and content creators are going to come on Twitch and make their own settlements, on the wild west of what's Twitch. Gaming Town is like a big booming metropolis, but Code Town, like there's still some horses out there. Like you can go land grab that shit and you could be the number one person that people want to watch do coding on Twitch because you got there first and you're a nice guy. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
That is my thoughts. If you're good at it and that's your skill and you want to broadcast it, especially if it opens up more time for you during the week, even if you hop on 1 or 2 hours being like, yo, fucking Code Jam with Cow Dad, dude, your name,
that's awesome.
Just the branding is made. It's so good. Yo, Code Jam with Cow Dad.
Cow
like
Dad.
you could just sit there like, yo, like thumbs up, like drinking milk, like holy shit, bro. Yeah. So that's my advice for you, dude. I hope you get out there and you find some networking. And my other advice is like we just did, like always try and find things that are part of your life that may not commonly come to Twitch, but they do fit somewhere online. And the more you can put yourself out there, the quicker you will accelerate your growth as a creator.
Nice. Yeah, appreciate it. That's awesome.
All right, dude. I appreciate you. You want to
go
let
Blues,
everybody
man.
know where they can find you on the thing?
Yeah,
my God,
just
coding with Cal. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I fucking can't.
yeah.
I'm done. I'll be here all day. Tell them where to find you.
On everything, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, I am the Cow Dad.
The Cow Dad. No underscores, no numbers.
Nope. That's one of the reasons I chose it. I was gonna go with like Papa
branding
Joe
this
and
guy.
stuff.
He gets it.
But yeah,
It's easy to find. Well, thank you, Cow Dad. I wish you nothing but success, and I hope to see you around the Twitch space.
appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, man. You have a good one.
You too.
God damn it. Every time we do this, I'm like, I don't know if we can top the last episode. And then we get Cow Dad, like, and Alice, and these are, God damn it, man. I love doing this, dude. It's cow coding. Like, cowding. Oh, yeah, like, Cow Dad, I hope you're still looking at chat and you're seeing how hard, like, everyone wants to meme on you right now. That's a good sign. Like, that means that they're interacting with you. They're interacting with your concepts. It's smart. Another, like, a side piece of advice, if you're putting your shit out there, try and make your name something understandable. Okay, like, try and make your name something that's understandable and something that you wouldn't be ashamed to say to, like, your grandma, right? Like, you know, or something that sounds like I know it sounds stupid, but the fact that my name's Professor Broman and it's just Professor Broman is great. And I feel like now that Twitch has introduced its renaming stuff and the fact that you can rename yourself anywhere, it's not as much of a problem. But it's something to think about before you change your name to, like, you know, Anal Penetration 52 or like King Pussy Lick. Like, whatever name you have, like, you're going to be stuck with it. If you grow your brand with it, you're fucking stuck with it. That's why my YouTube channel is Ben WCA, because I didn't have any fucking foresight. That's right, everyone watching this on YouTube. The fact that it is Ben WCA is that was the YouTube account I created after I graduated high school. Okay. And then I started uploading there off of Twitch as for shits and gigs. Okay. For jokes. And then we got the world's 7th clear for Vault of Glass. I was one of the first people to I was definitely the first person to put a clear up on YouTube that was less than 2 hours. And that blew up. And then suddenly I had to maintain my YouTube channel too, because I wasn't prepared for that. Okay. So you gotta think forward a little bit with what you've got going on to make sure it's something that you feel like you can maintain in the long term, or something that you can dump if you need to dump. It is okay. It's okay every once in a while to dump something that's not working to leverage into something harder. Like, you know, YouTube's the first thing that falls off my radar when I need to put in a lot of time on Twitch, but I'm getting better with, like, streamlining that for myself personally. You know, like, you should always try and be expanding, but don't be afraid to, like, take a step back into, like, where you're strong, so you could, you know, figure out the best way to go forward as a content creator. Because if you're constantly out there trying new shit, it can be exhausting. So you need to make sure you still got that flow, that feel good flow. Like this podcast, this Ask Broman thing, like, this gets me right into my fucking flow. Like, it's everything I'm passionate about all in one place, which is why I love doing it. And, like, when I get finished doing this every day, I feel like I'm on it. And as a content creator, figuring out what parts of content you make that makes you feel like that is huge. So let's grab another person in here. Let's get this guy. Yeti Eski.
Oh God, why? Why did you do this to me?
I didn't do anything, Yeti. It's all
you
good,
did
bro.
this.
Have you been on before? This is your first time, right? Like, you weren't on another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I thought so. You just been in chat, like, when are you doing it? And that's why I recognize your name.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm the
Okay.
guy on YouTube and the Jam who likes to leave messages about piecing out.
Yeah, I do.
So-
Yes, yeah. What can I do for you today, man?
Okay, so a question I have is, so I just started streaming and I do console streaming. So when you and T started the whole streaming 101, I stuck it through, waited for new episodes. They didn't come. Real sad about that.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
coming into it,
why we're here, you know.
a lot of the information that you were able to provide was from an aspect of somebody you know who uses a PC to help while they're streaming.
Sure.
So I was wondering, I don't know if you personally done it, but what would your advice be for somebody who uses a console to help stream?
Console streaming. Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so just like right off the top,
Yeah.
right off the top, if you're looking for somebody who has become very successful starting on a console, my favorite person to bring up is Real Crafty. He's like the person I'm closest to that's done that. Crafty started broadcasting off of PlayStation 4, and I think he grew his channel to like 100,000 plus before he moved his channel onto a PC setup.
Yeah, but he's the sexiest man alive. Come on. Can't.
But nobody knew who the fuck he was. And all of that shit that you think in your head when you're like, I'm going to broadcast from console, so it's going to be shit. You know, like he overcame all of that, right? You know, whether it was by force of personality or community or whatever, like he started there and overcame. So like my first advice is, you're gonna have people say stupid shit to you, like, it's fucking console stream looks like fucking shit garbage, and like that's gonna happen. But you already know what I know, in that it doesn't fucking matter. Like, as long as the stream's watchable, like, you know, you're getting 30 frames out there, and they you can tell what they are every second, and it looks like fucking TV, you're fine.
Yes.
So you're going to have you'll have challenges, right? Like the challenge is going to be, you're a console streamer and you don't have access to all this fancy bells and whistles and overlays and whoop-de-doos, okay?
Yeah.
But that's great because it frees you from a common misconception, and that misconception is you need those things to put on a good show. Nah, you fucking don't. You know you need to put on a good show on Twitch or anywhere?
A personality.
You need you. Yeah, that's it. You are the only thing that you need to be bringing to the table. There are ways to enhance that. But ultimately, if you're starting streaming on console, you're in a really, I don't know how to say this. You're in a really pure place, right? All you have is in that place is your interaction with chat. Okay.
Yeah.
And your gameplay. And that's it. You might not even have a face cam.
No.
Based
I don't
off
have
how
a
it's set
Connect,
up.
so I'm not able to.
Yeah. That's all
use
that's
that
all you need.
ability.
That's all you need. That's it. Just understand that you might, one of the things that you're going to need to get comfortable with is driving conversation and making sure that you're always talking. Because if you're not and there's no face cam there, people don't like it's really disassociative. Like, it's hard for people to connect because they're just like, what, like, this is just a game playing in front of me.
Yeah. And I completely understand. Like, I won't lie, the few times that I have done test streams, it's been I have a laptop from when I was going to school. So I open it up, I pull up my own channel, and I sit in the chat. But how I am as a gamer, I'm a very introverted person. I like to be to myself if I can be. And so when I play, a lot of the times I'll turn on music and I'll just sit here and while playing, I'll peek over at chat. If somebody comes in, I'll go, hey, how you doing? How's your day been? And then I get back to the game. And doing that, I think the last time I did a stream, I got to like 2 or 3 people. There were a couple of my friends off of Xbox who just came in to say how I was doing, see what I was doing, and they left. And so I think a few times now you've talked about it, how a lot of streamers get demotivated. Yeah. And with it, it's become less of a demotivation for me and more of a reason to motivate myself. I don't know if anybody can hear it in the stream or you, but I'm stammering, and That's more. I'm really bad at public speaking.
Okay.
Which is funny because I used to do. Oh God, I can't remember what it was called in high school. Debate. I used to do debate club, and you have to get up in front of people, but arguing is like my number one thing. So if I am in an argument, I have no problem talking in front of whoever. But it's that, the interaction with people is that I have that problem with public speaking. And yeah, I'm not there and nobody can see me talking, but it's still that, like right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I know there's 1,400 people watching you and I'm nervous.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, so this might sound stupid, but what if before you started broadcasting, you just wrote down like a bunch of shit you wanted to argue about? Not like negative shit, but like just like some shit you want to fucking argue about, like pizza versus hamburgers. Okay, like anime versus the Avengers. Like just shit that people can't get mad about. Okay.
Like things that would interest me, but I know that wouldn't put a bad light on the channel as like, oh, don't go watch this guy. He's a shit because all he cares about is himself.
No, that's not going to put like, oh, you need to fucking watch this guy. Every time I fucking tune in, he's got like 5 topics and we debate them all night. And like last night, I found out that I would eat cocktail shrimp that gave me diarrhea for a month to save the world. I didn't know that about myself, but I know that now because I was watching Yeti Etsky. Like if where you feel confident is inside of an argument, like inside of like that like if that's how your brain works, if that's how your code's put together and that's how you construct statements, then you need to lean into that. You need to leverage that to bring out the better qualities in yourself. Because if you're really good on debate team, because you have a point and you have like point, counterpoint, boom, 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 and you're just going and it keeps you talking. Yeah. That's a great skill to be able to adapt. Long term, that's an amazing skill to have, because if you can get good with if you can get good debating both sides of an idea with yourself, like that's an invaluable asset analytically for. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're going to do in your life. You want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, like having that skill is so important.
Being able to look at both sides and being able to see the good and bad of both sides. To just arguing for a point of it. Yeah, this is an easy way for you to do that and practice that,
and produce content and keep putting your best foot out there and keep training yourself to become better at what you're doing, just organically and naturally.
Yeah. Past that, a second question I have.
Sure.
It's a funny question, but it's something I've always wondered.
Okay.
Well, now because I know that you've been doing a lot of working out, and I don't know how up Sam is on gym and everything, but back before you started gymming like a bro.
Sure.
Who would win in an arm wrestling contest?
Me, always.
Always you? Is that just because? Is it because you're the big? Is that older?
No, I just win because I'm older. Like, I mean, like I hit puberty first. Like I win. Like before I didn't need to work out. Like I just hit puberty first. I'm also like, shorter than my brother, so all of the lever lengths on my limbs are shorter. Yeah, me always. Man.
It's just he could bench a car and you just like. Done. Gotcha. Get out of my face.
If he could bench a car, there'd be a different situation. The reality of on the ground here is that he can't, and he never has, and he never will be able to do that. So it'll always be me.
It'll always be you.
It'll always be me.
Yo, clip it. Somebody send it to Sam. He's got a new challenge: benching a car.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day he could bench a car, dude. I don't know. We'll find out. Thank you very much, my guy.
Yeah, you have a great night.
Let everybody know where they can find your ass, okay?
Okay.
On the internet.
So on Twitch, I go by Yeti-esque. Quick little thing behind the name, because a lot of people always question it. I'd love to know. So originally when I made my Xbox, the name was supposed to be Yet I Ask. Well, back when I made my account, Xbox had that auto feature where, hey, your name's already taken, here's this name, but they don't notify you that they changed a letter or anything.
Oh.
So I went through the options, clicked yes, and then came out on the other side with an E in my name instead of an A.
Well, I mean, like, it's very German. It's like an accent.
which is funny because I found out from my dad I am German, but I grew up here in I grew up in Missouri, so no, not
cool.
German.
Oh, you're not German. What part of Missouri did you grow up in? This is great. It's everyone in Missouri today.
Born in Wentzville.
Okay.
At 94.
Gotcha.
Back when there was literally just a doctor's hospital.
Yep.
And then moved to Indiana for a long time, moved around to Chicago, and then now I currently live in Warrenton, Missouri, which is about 30 miles. No, actually it's 45 or 50 miles out of Troy.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
You are.
And then on Twitter, so nobody gets confused, my name is @WeAcclaim, and that was because when I was younger, I thought, hey, let's make a clan and call it Acclaim.
Solid. There you go, man.
Alrighty. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I'm sure you got some other people who want to ask you some
probably
amazing
take one more,
questions.
yeah. Thank you very much, man.
day.
All right, so make sure you go follow Yeti-esque.
Yes, or Yeti.
Yeti.
I usually just go by Yeti.
Yeti-esque. YETIESK on the
Yes.
Twitches. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a good day, bud.
You too.
See you later. What a great guy. You know, he actually brought up a really good point of he was like, I'm introverted, but not in this scenario. And like that's like it's so key to recognize stuff like that about yourself. Like that's some really cool self-awareness. Right? Like, yeah, like I'm always really, really scared to like dance. But if you put me on a stage in front of people, I'll dance my face off. Well, shit. Like, you know, those are like the sort of like little like nuances about your personality that like if you can like find them, they can be huge because it makes you atypical. And that's, you know, it's always nice to see something about you that's different or better or stronger or whatever than other people around you. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Very smart. Very smart, especially with content creation. And he was talking about like argumentation and stuff. He's gonna go. The guy's gonna go places. They're gonna be like he's gonna be talking about it like 50 years. No, this one time I didn't ask Broman. He helped me realize that arguing myself was the smartest thing I've ever done. And now I own Big Dick's liquor stores, and it's the only liquor store on the planet of Earth. And we've got 3 planets made entirely of liquor for you, just the person I'm talking to. It'll be great. Like, you know, it's cool, man. That's why I love doing this. It's so cool. I can't wait to hear like 5 years from now like, from all of you. All right, we're gonna do one more. I usually lock it down at about an hour, which we are at. But we're gonna go a little longer today. We're gonna go longer, dude. It's gonna be nuts. Dekarmic. Guys, all the subs and tips as well. I will get to them at the end. So we're gonna do this one more question, and then I'll read them all off super rapid fire. Know that I appreciate you, though. Dekarmic.
Hello, nice to hear you. Nice to hear you.
Nice to hear you too, sir. Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Yay! Unique.
Just wanted to say I know we don't know each other that well, but I've always respected you for your work, your sensibility, and your influence.
Oh, well, thank you. I like to do sensible work with my influence. So,
Yeah.
one sentence. No, that's really kind of you, man. I appreciate that. That's
You're welcome.
what I aim for every day. So
I know I emailed you a while ago, but if you're ever in the St. Louis area, I live nearby, close to Missouri, and I'd love to meet either or both of you.
Dude, listen, I need to figure out a way to travel and like build time in each city so I can like meet you guys when I travel around. You know what I mean? Like it's always whenever I go somewhere, it's always fly in, fly out, and try and get back to the stream. But man, I'd love to be able to travel and do more meetups in more locations. So know that is on my mind. Like emails like yours. I'm always like, man, I need to figure this shit out. Like, I'm definitely on that. So, what can I do for you?
The question is, I've produced electronic music myself. I have technology, some IT skills and also media technology skills. One, I know Cowdad talked about using Twitch to promote coding.
Sure.
I could see with a proper setup promoting my, not only maybe discussing or making videos about IT skills, but also using it as part of the mix to promote electronic music, as in doing live shows on Twitch, but also selling music through Bandcamp. Do you see Twitch becoming a platform to reduce the friction between artist and audience, as in to build true communities, not just make them feel like they're being pushed onto?
Yes. Next question. No, I'm kidding. I mean, like the short answer is yes, and the long answer is mega yes. Like, one of the things that Twitch can do incredibly well, and it's the same sort of stuff that if you use the platform properly, Twitter or YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever, like it'll do the same thing. It brings people in to the process of your creation, right? I've talked so much about how like that's one of the cool things about Twitch that people love, is that since Twitch broadcasting only happens on Twitch, by default, every single person on Twitch gets to enjoy the journey of watching a broadcaster they find when they're growing turn into a fully fledged, full-time, fantastic broadcaster / entertainer. Like, imagine, I mean, like, we can use my channel as example. Like, there are people who've been here since I've had like less than 10 viewers. There are folks who have showed up every single day for almost 5 years. And I can't, like, I know how fucked up this is for me, how just fucking crazy this Twitch journey has been for me. And I hope, because of the way that I conduct myself, that those people not feel the same way. Like, wow, it's fucking bonkers that I tune in and Broman's got 1,000+ viewers like every time I turn on the fucking stream. And and all this stuff. So I 100% believe that, you need to be utilizing your utilizing Twitch as a platform, for your growth of anything that you're doing, but especially music. This has been brought up in chat a few times, but Deadmau5 or Deadmau5, or however you want me to say it, you music people who are going to correct me later. He did a 24-hour stream where he made the song, I think it's called The Veldt. And one of the cool things that came out of that was there was someone who was listening to him while he was creating this and made a vocal track for it. He submitted the vocal track. He was like, hey man, you don't have to use it, but here's some vocals that I feel like would really fit well with your song. So he listened to it and he ended up putting them in the song.
Wow. So sort of taking contributions from the community.
Absolutely. See, and again, it's like, and this is what we're trying to do with Rare Drop, right? So King's Coast, Guardian Con, anything else that we ever do, I'm a firm believer. Do you guys want to look inside of how the sausage is made in my brain? Here you go. I think that online communities are going to continue to become stronger and stronger, and I think all this bullshit about like you need to spend less time on your phone and bleh, like it's just not fucking happening. The second that our phone attaches to our eyeballs, which is goddamn coming like a rocket or a meteor or whatever metaphor you want, it's done. It's over. We will always all be online all the time. The inversion is people still love going outside and hanging out with each other. So this is the kicker. If you can figure out how to leverage online community into physical space, you've won. So with Guardian Con, we decided to do that with what was originally the Destiny community, and now we're trying to do that with the gaming community as a whole for charity. Is leverage that online community into a physical space to produce an amazing event that everyone can remember, and it gives more meaning to those online relationships, which are already so meaningful, right? So this is like, that is, I believe so firmly and strong that over the long term, the people who can learn how to orchestrate everything online by, you know, creating online and bringing people in when they're making you're making your music. So like if you have thousands of people that are watching you make the music, you know, every single day, like when you release your track, like when it's finally finished, you know, let's say you go dark like a day on Twitch. So like when you're mastering or whatever, so people don't already know what it is. Like when you launch that shit, people are going to be on fucking top of it, right? Like these are people who don't just love your music now. These are people who are part of the journey that you took creating that song. Like they feel like they own that song.
You nailed it. It's about building community and building brand.
Absolutely. Like in the long term, that's what's going to win for you. And and the reality is, like, and I know this because you know, I was kind of, I guess, forced to learn it as I was growing on Twitch, but the growth of your community, like a lot of people are like, oh no, you put in all the hard work, like you do it, you're the one who shows up every day and you stream and you give of your time and your effort and all this stuff. But I know better than anyone else that, like, if it weren't for all of the people who are here every single day, there's no way I would have grown to be the person that I am. And I know it works the same way with music. The more support, the more people you have, like, backing your brand and listening to your tracks and sharing them, like, the more, like, yeah, you get to do more as an artist, but you're also keyed into the fact that, like, they are helping you create.
Yeah, so like taking comments, taking content, because I've always admired the synergy, so to speak, between the different brands in the Rare Drop ecosystem.
Okay.
Yours, Speakeasy.
We don't have a, yeah. Well, I guess, okay, yeah, okay.
King's Coast,
sure.
the King's Coast, sort of leveraging the the trust of those who watch the stream.
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. To
extend that to other businesses that aren't as you say, like up and down fickle as number of viewers, because you can get a big game that goes on, a big game that pumps it up, and then a lesser known game that doesn't take it off. But you always also could have say the Rare Drop bar, the Rare Drop restaurant. You could easily take that same brand and use it in other markets.
Yeah, I mean that's long term. That's the goal. It's to take the community that we have and continue to build it. You know, the same sort of good vibes and good feelings and focus on positivity, charity, doing good,
yes.
And extend it even further. You know, and that's how we've elected to do our business. And ultimately, I think that's the way. You know, I think that's the way things are going to work out in the long term. That's how people are going to win. Yeah,
like Goth with the Speakeasy. Yes, perfect. It's he doesn't not just talking about video games. It's about bringing in discussing gaming and marketing the games and the world, games and others, and even bringing in musicians to make it feel like you're there.
Yeah. You know, so like you get it. Like you get why we're doing what we're doing with Rare Drop. So obviously, I would tell you, for all of the music that you're making, you should be putting it out everywhere. Like, do you have SoundCloud?
Yep. SoundCloud.com/Douglas-1.
Douglas-1. I like that. This makes you sound like a robot. So you're on SoundCloud and you're on Instagram and you're on Twitter and you're on, like, where are you at right now?
I've got mostly of my music on SoundCloud and on I use Clip because I'm participate a lot on Nightmare Sequences stream, which has helped me. I put out make a work in progress, and I put it out on. I share it in his TuneShare his TuneShare raffle.
Gotcha.
And get feedback every week, and then. But also, what I really want to do is develop a brand almost like Scene of Action. Scene of Action music.
Okay.
Like Camp Monty, or because Deadmau5 you consider a major label, but Scene of Action has created a very successful brand based mostly on the community he's developed on Twitch, as in even sending physical CDs out to subscribers, sending.
Yeah, man. He's redefining. He's redefining the space. That's the thing that I like about Twitch, and I like about social media in general, is that you can paint with it. You can paint whatever fucking picture you want. Like, if you want your Twitter feed to be like, you're fucking right, I'm right all the time, suck my ass, blow my balls, like, I'm the fucking best, you can make it like that. You can choose to never interact with anybody who ever talks to you on Twitter, right? Or you can take Twitter as a crowdsourcing platform, and you can actually interact with people there on a one-to-one level. Like, there's no fucking way in 30 years ago, like, we would be able to have this conversation. Like, if I was doing a comparable job 30 years ago, right? So, I don't know, like a radio DJ in a major city, right? Like, I'm not going to walk down the street and have like a fucking one-on-one conversation with somebody because, like, I'm fucking busy and I have to go do my shit in the radio fucking thing. But now, like, I can talk to you. I can get on my phone right now while I'm talking to you, and I can talk to anyone else who gives a shit about what I have to say, and I can actually connect with them in a one-on-one manner. So figuring out, especially in music, over the long term, how to engage people one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, if you think about it, every time you have a one-on-one engagement, you are, I don't know, it's 80% of the time you're winning yourself like a lifetime fan, right? Selfishly, being kind like that, being nice, is ultimately, in a selfish way, going to benefit you. But it's also going to make that person feel awesome. So there's nothing wrong with it. Like, that's the thing, is we're all taught that selfishness is shitty, but you can be selfish in a way that helps other people. There's nothing wrong with being like, man, if I sit down with these people every day and answer their questions in a thoughtful manner, show them I care about them because I actually do, over the long term, anything that they do, they'll think back about what I told them and they'll be like, man, that Broman guy's a good guy. And that's how I win. Like, that's not, like, it can't come off as shitty if your motives are proper. So, I think that you have like a full vision of what you need to be doing right now. My question is, are you doing it right now? And if you're not, why?
I think what your work has, what you're talked about is, it's not in today's market. You can't just pump out resumes or just pump out like a pull to build a career, You have to also sometimes push and build the community or build people that want to work with you.
Yeah. I honestly think that, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
And I think that after this discussion, I'm going to be really, really thinking over, because I think one thing like creating a brand almost like yours, creating even working with a designer friend of mine to create a proper website with marketing copy about myself. And
yeah, I mean, if you got it like that, like if you've got the funds to do that, you know, there's you don't have to. Like, there are so many platforms for you to be on, and this is what I mean when I say that. Yeah, like having a professional slick website's dope, but it's also expensive. So, like, people are so used to getting their content, especially the folks that are like digging through SoundCloud, digging through Twitter and Twitch, trying to find like, God, like, where's my next favorite thing? Like, they really fucking love that like the gritty dig through the dirt, get some, like, you know, griminess under my nails so I can, like, and so like those people, the first people who are going to be finding your music, they're not going to give a fucking flying shit if you have a website or not. They're going to
Because
care
it's
whether
not-
or not it's good, and they can share it with their hipster friends and be like, I found him first.
Yeah,
you know?
because also I'm also not just been working on producing my own content, but also I'm A plus certified. I've got a fair level of junior level some good IT skills, and I've also working with a studio owner to install some networking and storage gear and doing some troubleshooting because I've done that for a while. I even have my own virtual server on that runs FreeBSD Unix. I've worked with Linux since about 95. And
Cool.
But what's so hard is having to deal with the effects of a disability early on. Didn't have the actual. It's been a hard time crossing through the HR barrier due to those issues. But I think what you're hitting the spot right on here is it's not enough just to pump resumes, saturate with resumes. You have to seek out people that are interested in your skills or your services or your content.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to help them find you, and you need to go out and find them as much as you can. Well, I feel like you've got a good. People in chat brought up a good point about the website. You can use Weebly, like you can make a free website yourself, but it sounds like if you've already got virtual servers and shit running, you already knew that.
Yeah, because I've even learned a lot about IT, about server Unix administration, setting up a server, troubleshooting it, and things like that.
So, what you mentioned disability? Is that something that holds you back in life a lot? Is there? On the autism spectrum, took me a bit longer to learn the communication skills and communication. Absolutely.
And so and even in college, I did a degree that it was sort of half media technology, half IT, and it was also, I learned a lot thanks to some support and things like learned a lot about how to communicate how to communicate as a professional, so to speak.
Sure.
It took me. I had to actively learn what used to be what most people would take to learn, just pick up by osmosis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is, first of all, awesome. Like, living with a disability is never easy. And the fact that you're doing so much and you're not letting it hold you back is inspiring. It's not just inspiring to me. I know it's definitely inspiring to other people in chat right now who are like pouring love out at you in chat like hard right now, because the other thing, and I'll leave you with this because it sounds like you've got a lot of really awesome ideas, and I think you need to focus on execution. Just going out there and starting to do it, because you've got you see it, like you see the matrix code, and you're there, and you've got it, and it's time to pull the trigger, and go for it. Like, I'm very confident, like the way that you understand our business plan, and what we're trying to do, and how this, the sausage is made, is just, it really shows that you're keyed in. But do not be afraid. Don't shy away from the fact that having a disability is part of who you are. The fact that you've overcome that, like that you have that triumph as part of your life, like that's part of your life story. And when it boils down to like what's going to separate you from someone else, is how well you can, or how open you can be about that. It's so empowering to me. Like, I'm blown away right now. Like, we were having an awesome conversation and you dropped that on me, that bomb on me, and you try to leave no focus on it. But the fact is like, everyone in chat and myself, like, I'm incredibly impressed that you've overcome so much in your life already. And the fact that you want to take all that and push into music with it is huge.
Music, media technology, IT. Because what I really would love to do is program and produce live, integrate multiple disciplines into one package, as in IT, show control, audiovisual systems, and it's been so hard. But knock on those doors, but it's so hard to even get my foot in the door, prepping systems for testing.
Well, I think for me, you've won me over massively. I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So first of all, to finish my point, make sure that make sure that you share that story with people. Okay. Like in a way that's organic and fair to you, but like you've overcome a lot and people need to see stuff that's inspiring. I need to on a daily basis. So like get comfortable with sharing that story about you. Don't it's an amazing thing. So get comfortable with that because it's one of the things that sets you apart. 2, are you planning on coming to GuardianCon at all?
No, I'm not. Resources, I'll see if I can. Resources we don't permit a lot of travel at the moment, but I'll definitely keep it in mind.
Where do you stay right now?
I live in Illinois.
Yeah, that's right. You live in Illinois. So do you do any like stage tech, IT stuff currently?
I'm currently working with a studio owner to install and commission some networking and storage equipment, and I'm working with a member of the management of my college that he's working his contacts to find some opportunities in the area. But but it's been so hard passing through the quote unquote HR barrier.
Gotcha. So here's what I'm going to do, or what I want you to do. I want you to send me an email to my business email. Okay, like I know who you are. You can just say, "Hey, it's DeCarmick." I wanna see if we can sit down and work out some logistics to have you come down and maybe like intern or shadow our production crew at GuardianCon, so you can have experience on your resume when it comes to the AV shit, so that you don't have to. So the HR company can't block you because, well, he's never done it before, because that's like the easiest fucking excuse. So we'll get you some experience. We'll get you some experience on it. To see if we can work it out. Is that jogging with what you're trying to do long term?
Yeah, because either I know IT has a bit more stable, but I'll take either sort of experience, but my goal is to combine my long-term goal is to combine the two of them into one package.
So you need to experience both sides.
Yeah, both sides. And I'm definitely going to be emailing you and talking to my parents about the travel.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still? Sorry, I should have asked how old you are. Are you old enough to travel like solo and stuff?
Yep.
You seem really fucking smart, so I just assume you're like 30 years old. But yeah, so you're covered there.
Yeah, because it's just been thank you.
I mean, yeah. So like I said, like no promises, but I want to try and work it out, right?
That'll be great.
And it, but yeah, but the first thing is I want to see. Yeah, just send me an email.
And I've also been worked with a neuroscientist, and I've taught him recording on the Macintosh and program set up MIDI, and I understand.
So you got some skills. I would like to, at the very least, I would love for you to be able to come down for GuardianCon. I want you to come down. So like I will personally pay for you if I have to. If we don't have funds.
Yes.
I'll pay for a flight for you.
What a guy you are.
And I want you to come down, and I want to take you behind stage and get you a pass so you can look at all the AV stuff and how all the networking stuff looks at for a really high-end show, so you can start processing that, okay?
Yes.
So you can start processing that and putting it into the stuff that you want to do, okay?
Yes. I know we're getting close to close, but what I said in my last email to you. Games may come and games may go. Trolls may troll and raiders may raid. But if you remember one thing long after the headphones have been hung up and the fans spin down for the last time, remember you and your brother have made a difference in many lives. I'm one of them.
Yeah, I do remember that, and now you're going to make me cry. You are You are Karmic. You're awesome. Thank you. Send me that
Also,
email.
We've
got a few months to work with, obviously, before we need to make anything happen. But
I'd like to give a shout out to a friend of mine on Twitch, Stimpy3D. He's based in Austin. Everybody, I mean, I just want to Stimpy. He's a fellow, works in IT. He's also he streams when he can, but he's working hard to move forward as a streamer and would deserve and would be great just to spread some love, because maybe I'd love to put him in touch with T-Rex, but T-Rex seems to be very, very busy every stream.
Sure. Tag him in the email chain with me, and we'll see what we can do.
I don't have a direct email. We can tweet at him at Stimpy3D.
Okay, sure. Put me in a tweet with
He's
him.
also been a great support, and he'd be wonderful.
Put me in a tweet with him for you. We'll see what we can do. So make sure you send me that email, okay? And one more time, so for everyone who's listening, where can they find you online? Where can they find your music specifically? In that email you send me, also send me like all the tracks you've done, okay?
I sure will.
Because I'd love to feature them on the stream.
I sure will.
Yeah. All right. So let everybody know where to find you one more time.
SoundCloud.com/Douglas-1. Add me on LinkedIn, Douglas Carmichael. And thank you for this has made my day.
Well, I don't know, man. It just seems like we have some serendipity here. So let's make it fucking work.
And
all right, dude. You have an awesome day. Okay.
I will.
I'll be watching my email. You have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. It's fucking episode 5 of episode. It's episode 5. Episode 5 of Ask Broman. Wow. Wow. Wowie wow. Episode 5 of Ask Broman. What an episode. What a day. That's insane. So let me wrap this up, and then I'll get to all the subs, tips, things. If you're listening on iTunes or you're watching on YouTube, thanks. Make sure you subscribe. Share this with your friends. If you have any questions about questions about content creation on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, I'm not the best, but I have been doing it for a while, and I'm absolutely happy to help be a Sherpa or guide for you in your journey, because I believe that as we all learn how to create content better, we make the entire platform of the internet a better place. So make sure you do that. Leave a subscribe and everything if you're listening on iTunes or Stitcher or where else is this going to be? We'll probably have to put it on SoundCloud now too, because if not, the Karmic's going to like beat my ass. We'll put it on SoundCloud and we'll probably be on Spotify as well. So yeah, thank you for listening and watching, and I appreciate you. And we'll catch you next time on Ask Broman for episode 6. Holy shit.